house unlike any other. The house sits in San Jose, California. It is a monument to peculiarity. Its name is the Winchester Mystery House, a name earned through decades of bewildering construction. From the street, it presents a chaotic jumble: turrets, gables, rooftops, a Victorian mansion that seems to have grown rather than been built. It sprawls across the land, a wooden leviathan beached in the modern world. Visitors who step inside do not find the orderly comfort of a home. Instead, they find a deliberate and sprawling confusion. It is a place where logic seems to have been abandoned at the front door, replaced by an architectural language spoken by only one person. This is not a house designed for living in the conventional sense. It is a puzzle box of redwood, stained glass. Stairs climb diligently toward ceilings, their purpose abruptly nullified, a startling invitation to nowhere. Before the house, there was the woman. Sarah Lockwood Party was born in New Haven, Connecticut in 1839. Educated, refined, destined for a comfortable life. In 1862, she married into an industrial dynasty. Her husband, William Wirt Winchester, heir to the Winchester Repeating Arms Company. The repeating rifle, an engineering marvel, and an efficient instrument of death. It armed soldiers, settlers, and outlaws, reshaping conflict across the frontier. Profits soared. The Winchesters grew fabulously wealthy, but tragedy pierced that privilege. In 1866, their infant daughter, Annie, died. 15 years later, a greater blow. In March 1881, William Winchester succumbed to tuberculosis. Sarah was a widow at 42, and among the wealthiest women alive. Over $20 million and half the company, roughly $1,000 a day. To some, it was blood money. Sarah felt its weight, the heiress to an empire of ghosts, and the silence of her life filled with whispers. A tale that begins not with a hammer, but with a rifle. Consumed by sorrow and dread, Sarah sought answers beyond medicine or religion. Spiritualism promised a voice from the other side. She consulted a Boston medium named Adam Coons. The message would define the rest of her life. Through him, the spirit of William warned. Her family was cursed. The dead, soldiers, native peoples, victims of violence, were angry. They had taken her child and husband. They were coming for her. The spirits demanded penance. Leave New Haven, travel west toward the setting sun. Find a new home, for her and for the spirits. Build a great house, and never ever stop. Work by day and by night, 7 days a week, all year. As long as hammers sang, she would be spared. Her sanctuary and her prison, a never-ending offering to the dead. In 1884, Sarah moved to California, and the prophecy took root. For 38 years, from 1884 to 1922, the estate was alive with work. A small army labored in rotating shifts: carpenters, craftsmen, laborers. Saws sang through redwood, hammers spoke in nails. Sarah was the sole architect, directing without master plans. Each morning, she handed John Hanson the night sketches. Ideas scribbled on napkins and scraps. A wing added 1 month might be torn down the next. The house grew like a rampant vine. New rooms, towers, entire wings. Added with speed, altered or abandoned just as quickly. The house was never finished. It lived by her whims. On September 5th, 1922, the hammers fell silent. Sarah died in her sleep at 83. The crews packed up and left, trim unpainted, nails half-driven, walls suspended in perpetual incompletion. To step inside is to enter a world where norms don't apply. A bewildering, illogical maze. Perhaps most famous are the staircases. 7 flights, 44 steps, yet only 9 feet of ascent. Risers just 2 inches, easing Sarah's arthritis. Another staircase simply stops at the ceiling. Some doors demand you crawl, others open onto solid walls. The infamous door to nowhere, 2 stories down to the garden. Windows face hallways, even floors, views of rooms below. The obsessive motif, 13, 13 panes, 13 panels, a greenhouse with 13 cupolas, 13 chandeliers, a parquet floor in 13 parts, even her will, divided into 13 parts, signed 13 times. The grand ballroom cost over $9,000 in the 1890s. Exquisite materials, used perhaps once. Elsewhere, hasty repairs, dead ends, secret passages, designed to disorient. The most enduring theory is supernatural. Sarah, a prisoner of fear, following a Boston medium's instructions. Every anomaly is tactic in a spiritual war, a vast ghost trap. If spirits moved straight, her labyrinth bent their path. At midnight, a bell tolled. She communed, received the next day's plans. 13 as protective symbol, warding evil. Constant noise to frighten spirits away. Secrecy fed the legend, fear fueled the work. Another view, psychology. The house as grief made wood. Endless planning and building as therapy and purpose. Her fortune circulated as wages, perhaps a penance. A more mundane theory. She was an amateur architect with an unlimited budget. No master blueprint created awkward spaces and errors. Arthritis shaped accessibility. Tiny risers, sprawling single floors, even elevators. Ghost stories rose after her death, perfect for tourism. Perhaps she simply loved building. The mystery filled the silence she left. Today, the Winchester Mystery House is a beloved California landmark, a peculiar island of Victorian chaos in San Jose's tidy order. The city grew around it. The house remained bewitched in incompletion. It is a museum, an artifact, and a perfect stage for a ghost story. The truth of Sarah's motives lies with her. The facts are plain. She moved west and built for 38 years, crafting a labyrinth. Stairs to nowhere, doors to walls, an obsession with 13. Beyond that, we interpret a spiritualist at war with ghosts, a mourner building a memorial, a wealthy hobbyist. The house is a mirror. Its story reflects what you are ready to believe. Perhaps the truth is a mosaic of all three: grief, spiritualist fervor, practical needs, and inexperience, all leaving their mark. In the end, its power is not in answers, but in the questions it poses. We stand before a door to a sheer drop and ask, why? A story written in redwood, glass, and nails, keeping its secrets as its echo endures.